Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jamesia Capri, the nurse practitioner extraordinaire, and I am popping in to give you nurses just a couple tips when dealing with patients and their families, mainly their families. If you're interested, stay tuned. Now listen guys, I'm out here driving, so I'm just gonna make this pretty quick, but I noticed something about myself when I was just working with a patient in their home, and the family member is the caregiver who really needed some attention. And so here's the tip. There's several tips, but this is one of the main tips. Try not to work while listening to what the caregiver is trying to tell you. Try to listen while listening. And that's a hard thing for me because I am trying to be efficient and time is money. And so I'm trying to make sure that I'm working while listening when I really should be listening while listening. So I wanted to give you that tip because the family and the caregiver is really the person who's going to give you as much information as you need. Sometimes the patient will try to portray something that's not true. And so I wanted to tell you that. So be mindful of that. The next thing I want you to be mindful of is when you are working with patients, and I know we forget about this sometimes, the fact that we need to monitor their gait or at least see how they move around, because with them just sitting in one spot, it's really not a great indication of what the patient's functioning can be or is. Another thing I want you guys to remember is to make sure that you're doing a full skin assessment. You have to make sure that you're taking clothes off, looking, feeling, checking, because sometimes we will miss a whole lot about the patient because we didn't look at their skin. And honestly, you can tell a lot about the patient by just looking at their skin. You can tell if they're eating right. You can tell if they're drinking. You can tell if they're being turned. You can tell if they're sitting in one spot. You can tell so much. You guys know what I'm talking about. But what I want to make sure is that you remember these small things when you are working with a patient. Even when you go into a patient's room, even when they're in the hospital and you're working in the hospital or the clinic, when you are not really paying attention to looking at the skin or lifting up their shirt or pulling down their pants or looking at their knees, their feet, just be mindful of those things, because sometimes we get so busy and we only pay attention to, I don't know, head, ears, eyes, nose, throat, lungs, heart, lungs, belly, sounds, and then we forget about the bigger picture. So that's what I wanted to remind you guys of, because I found myself during this visit like, okay, I know that I have to entertain and talk to the family, but sometimes, y'all, I'm just like, okay, let me get in here, do what I need to do, because I got so many other people to see so I can get in and out. But we need to slow down and we need to take our time and make sure that we're paying attention to the full picture. Environment, family dynamics, caregivers, how they treat the patient. A lot of that is part of our assessment when we are working with our patients. So that's pretty much it. I hope you found this helpful. I am getting ready to go into another patient home and see how they're doing. So, hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye now.